you start to find out about the conversations about Power Five opportunities more as you got into the interview process and started doing your research. And so the way that, we've approached that has been certainly if there are opportunities to look at the Power Five, then those are things that we want to be ready on. But first and foremost, it was about how can we make sure that we're putting our best foot forward? How can we prepare? How can we have the best coaches, the best facilities, best that we can do with our student athletes, so that if any opportunity were to come knocking on our door, we would have the ability to make a decision at that time about what's best. And I've said, several times that that's the part of this that we ultimately can control, doing what we need to do to make sure that we're prepared for opportunities when they come, and then in conjunction with the president and the board and other decision makers, make the decision that's in the best interests of Tulane University. And so you can never put a time frame on something like that because you never know when opportunities will present themselves. So the idea is to try to expedite all the work that you're doing, to try to make sure that you have a department that is ready for whatever opportunity happens to present itself. And so you end up having timelines that are probably tied more closely to facility construction. And I know we have some of those established and some of those projects are currently going on. So as I looked at that and as we had an opportunity to talk with those who work here, not only do you get excited pretty quickly about what's being done, but about the further investment that, there seemed to be an understanding that further investments would be needed in order to sustain and certainly build on the success that had happened previously.
Tulane Athletic Director David Harris is with us. Hey, David, you mentioned if they come knocking and being ready and that type of thing. Should the Tulane Athletic Department maybe hire some outside group with, hey, our mission, our goal is to get into what would be a Power Five conference or whatever the next thing is, at least staying relevant? Isn't that important maybe to be proactive on that instead of reactive, since the environment's changing so quickly and there's so many other Tulane type, universities that desperately would like to slip into the Power Five? We've seen a few just recently that used to be on Tulane's schedule annually, a trio that jumped into Power Five.
So I definitely think it's important to be proactive whenever the opportunity presents itself, whether that's from hiring an outside consulting firm or not. That depends on the university and what they decide is in their best interest. But whether you decide to go in that direction or not, any opportunity that you have to be able to position yourself in a better spot than you are now is something worth having a conversation about. And I know that even prior to my arrival here, conversations have been had about potential opportunities and trying to prepare for what may happen here in the future. But ultimately, we have to keep our eye on where we are as a proud member of the American Conference. It has been a great conference for us, a place that we are proud to call home. And I think it's a mistake to look too far beyond where you're currently positioned, because ultimately we believe in being a good and strong member of our conference, and just continue to do the work that we're asked to do, and then letting the future, in some cases, take care of itself based on the investments that we're making today.